Hello everyone and welcome to this Playwright tutorial. In this tutorial we will learn about the Playwright CSS and XPath Locators, and we will also be looking into the very good extension called SelectorShub. So let's begin. You can locate the elements in the Playwright using the CSS and XPath, and simply what you need to do is that you need to use page.locator method and you need to provide the CSS and XPath here. And if we talk more about this particular CSS and XPath here, so basically in Playwright, it comes with, when you have to provide within the page.locator, you can provide in two ways. Either you have to mention that CSS equals to this or XPath equals to this. This is the one way. And the second way is that the Playwright is very much intelligent and you don't need to provide CSS equals to or XPath equals to. So let me show you an example here. So page.locator, and here we are mentioning that this is a XPath and the XPath is equal to this particular XPath of the element. Okay, and you can also provide without mentioning XPath equals to. You can directly provide the XPath, and the Playwright is very much intelligent here and it will automatically understand that this is a XPath. So now let's move towards the Visual Studio Code here and we will see it practically how it works. For this tutorial, I am taking an example of Orange HRM which we used in our previous tutorials. And if I go back to Orange HRM, so let's go to the browser here first and go to Orange HRM demo live website here. And here you see that we have username field and password field. So let me create the XPath from here and then we will use in our script. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code here. Let me create one more test file. So I'm naming it as Orange HRM CSS and XPath CSS XPath.spec.js. And what I'll do is that I'll copy the previous test from here. Let me copy this one here and paste it here. And in this test, what we did is that we open the Orange HRM demo website. We get the label. We also learn about how we can use the get by placeholder. We also learn get by role. So what we were doing here is that we were providing the username, password, clicking on a button, and then we will clicking on the profile picture, and finally we were clicking on the logout. So what we were doing is that simply, if I go here, we were providing admin as a username, admin123 as a password here, and clicking on this one. And once it will log in, what we are doing is that we are clicking on this picture and then clicking on logout. So this was a test we did in our previous tutorial, and we used the different locators here. So now what we will do is that we will be doing it using the CSS and XPath. So simply I just go to this field here, right click on this one, click on inspect here, and now press Ctrl and F. So you will see that find by string selector or XPath here. So what I'll do is that I'll start typing the XPath here, // and the type of field is basically input field here, and it has the following attributes like name, placeholder. So I can utilize these attributes to write a XPath here. So simply // that's input, and then brackets at the rate, now any attribute, like if I go with the placeholder is equals to, so the placeholder is equals to the username with the capital U, so username, and we would be closing the bracket. So you see that one of one found and the particular field has been identified perfectly. Okay, we can also change the attribute here. For example, if I go with the name here and if I provide U here, you can see that the field has been successfully identified, and this is the correct XPath, and this is a unique as well because this is one of one, right? So we can use this one from here. So let me copy this one and let's go back here, and instead of this particular line, so let me comment this one as of now. Let's go here, simply await page dot locator, and here we need to provide the XPath or the CSS of this one. So simply using this one, and here you see that it's not getting recognized, and the reason is that in Playwright you need to provide the double quotes with the value. So here instead of this, so double quotes here. And what else you need to do? You need to put whole of the locator in single quotes here, just like this one. So now this is fine, and here instead of clicking on this one, just fill with the username. So dot fill, and here the value is admin, and that's it. So let me save this one, and now let me change the name of the test here. So orange RM CSS XPath demo. So let me copy this one from here, and here we need to use a command, and here simply we need to provide the name of the test. Okay, so before executing, let's save this one, and now this page.locator should automatically understand that this is XPath, and it should execute our test and should fill the username field with the admin. Now let's run this one here and see what happens here. So it should open the browser, it should go to the website, it should go to the username field, and you see that it has successfully provided the admin here. So this XPath is absolutely working fine. And as we learned that we can also explicitly provide the keyword or the prefix as the XPath or CSS. So simply what we need to do is that we need to go here and we can provide with the prefix. So just like if I go here and show you, so XPath equals to this. So here we are using the XPath, and simply XPath equals to this one, and let's save this one, and now let's run this again and see what happens now. So this should also work as expected, and it will again go to the website here. It will provide the username, yes, and provide the password, and it's logged out again. So this also works perfectly. And in similar way, you can use the CSS here, and for using and identifying the element using the CSS and the XPath, I would recommend you to use the SelectorShub Chrome extension. That's very helpful. You just need to install that into your browser, and what you need to do is that simply hover the element and it will generate the XPath or CSS for that particular element. So let's go to the browser again here, and now here search for selectorshub.com. This is a website, and here you will see that SelectorShub, XPath and Selectors plugin. So if you click on this one, so here you see that this is the official website, and it's officially available on different stores as well, and you can install this extension on Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Opera, Brave, Chromium, Tor as well. So if you want to install on the Chrome, just click on this one. Else what you can do is that simply go to Chrome Web Store, click on this one here, and here search for SelectorHub and press enter, and you see that you will find this SelectorHub. There's two variants, one is simple one and the other one is basically a pro version. So simply click on this one. Currently I have installed this one, that's why it says remove from the Chrome. So what I can do is that let me remove this one from here and let me reinstall this one. So simply add to the Chrome, add extension, and it will install. So this will install successfully, and you will see that remove from the Chrome button is enabled, and this item has been disabled in the Chrome. Enable this item, click on this one, and you see that here is the icon you will find here. right? And similarly, you can also use the Task Studio and other very good extensions from the Selectors Hub. So let's go here and let me pin this Selectors Hub here. And now simply let me go back to the channel website and let's refresh this page here. And now simply right click on the element you want, click on inspect, and here click on this one, go to Selectors Hub, and now what you need to do is that simply inspect the element you want, and let me get it down a bit here, and let's go here, and you see that it will generate the particular locators here, and it's not showing because don't use it in a blank tab and open google.com or solution and restart the browser. So we haven't restarted the browser, so we need to restart the browser here. So let me copy the URL from here, and let me close the browser, and now let me open the browser again here, and let me open this one here, and now let's click on this one, go to inspect and go to Selectors Hub, and yes, now it's working absolutely fine. And you see whichever element I am inspecting, it is generating the relative CSS selectors, relative XPath, index XPath, so this is very good, and you can generate the XPath from here. Even you can write, so this is a very good extension. You can just go and explore this extension as well. So here, so let me go with this one, and here the relative CSS selector is basically input placeholder equals to username, and we just saw that in the Playwright we need to provide this with a double quote. And the beauty of the Selectors Hub is that simply go here, you see that click here to generate selectors with the double quote. Simply click on this one and you are good to go with this one. So let me copy this one and let's go back here, and instead of this one I am providing a simple CSS selector here, and again we are not explicitly saying that this is a CSS. So let's save this one and run this one and see what happens. So it should work perfectly. You should go to the website, open the browser and provide the username. Yes, you can see it's provided the past username as admin, and again logged out. And if I go back here to the browser itself here, and let's go with the XPath here. So let me copy this one from here and simply provide this one here and save this one here, and let's run this again. So again it should work because Selectors Hub is very good extension in terms of identifying the elements using the CSS and XPath. So yes, it's working absolutely fine here again. And finally what we will do is that simply I will go with the CSS selector, and this time what I will do is that I will explicitly mention that this is a CSS selector. So let me copy this one here, and simply what I'll do is that let me go here, and here I'll provide the CSS selector, and here after providing the CSS selector we will also mention that this is a CSS equals to, so CSS equals to this one. So just like we did for XPath, so XPath equals to this, and here we are doing is that CSS equals to this. So let me save this one and let's run this and see what happens. So it should identify the element using the CSS selector here, and it should provide the username as admin. Yes, it provided the username as admin. So in this way you can use the CSS selectors and the XPath to identify the element in the Playwright. And again I would recommend that you can use the Selectorshub Chrome extension. This is very good, so you don't need to go and write explicitly the CSS and XPath selector for the Playwright. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you like our content, then do like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next tutorial.